Take a look at this sentence. As written, I love cooking my family and friends suggests a very different activity than intended. But watch what happens when a red comma drops in after the word cooking. That single mark separates the act of cooking from the people listed after it. The scenario shifts from a dark joke to a friendly dinner party. Poets use these structural tools, punctuation and line breaks, to direct how a reader perceives a specific moment. By learning to identify these structural choices, you can see how a writer uses the physical layout of a sentence to dictate its meaning. To understand this in practice, we have to look at how poetry differs from standard writing. On the screen, we have a direct visual comparison. Text A is a standard block of text, while text B takes that same story and breaks it into distinct lines. Notice the contrast. Text A is prose, using paragraphs to deliver information directly. Text B is poetry. It uses lines and grouped stanzas to build imagery. In this format, prose tends to tell, while poetry shows. These stanzas function like rooms in a floor plan. You step into one and it serves a specific purpose. A new stanza often signals a shift, a new idea, a change in mood, or a different setting. The physical layout of these lines on the page provides the map for how the reader experiences the emotions and ideas of the piece. There are three primary tools poets use to control the reader's experience. The first is end stopping. In the line, "The storm arrived, the village waited," the period acts as a stop sign. It forces a halt, slowing the pace and giving weight to the thought. Look at this example. The river rushed through the valley, searching for the distant sea. With no punctuation after the first line, you continue immediately. This is enjambment. It acts like a waterslide, carrying momentum forward, accelerating the pace to reflect continuous motion. The third tool occurs in the middle of a line. In "The door opened, silence filled the room," the dash creates a midline pause called a Caesura. Poets use this to build tension or to emphasize a sudden silence. These three tools, stopping, flowing, and pausing, are the mechanical levers that let poets physically manipulate speed and tension of writing. When analyzing these techniques, many readers make the mistake of simply naming the tool without explaining why it is there. Spotting the technique is only the first step. To develop a full analysis, you need three components: technique, evidence, and effect. This sequence ensures you explain how the poem works. You identify the tool, point to specific words as evidence, and describe the resulting effect. This connects structural choices directly to meaning. Let's test this with a new text. The lantern glowed beside the road. Its light stretched through the darkness, guiding travelers onward. Pause the video here. Look for one example of end stopping and one example of enjambment within these three lines. As you find them, consider the three-part analysis. Why did the poet choose to stop or flow in those specific places? The period after road is the end stopping. The break between darkness and guiding is the enjambment. The end stopping creates a still, calm opening. The enjambment mirrors the light stretching into the next line, pulling readers forward just as light guides travelers. We can summarize these tools on a single reference sheet: end stopping to stop, enjambment to flow, Caesura to pause, and stanzas to organize a change in thought. The next time you read a poem, ask yourself why the poet chose a specific line break or a particular pause. By looking at the mechanics, you can better understand the message. For more lessons on literary structure, subscribe to Nest Lingua.